it's a new day and welcome back to my channel and to a cozy day of my life. I hope it's a cozy day of my life. The last time I tried to film one of these, you guys know we ended up in the ER and all that. So anyway, I'm really excited for today actually. Today we are doing one of my absolute favorite traditions, which we only started 2 years ago, and I'm just so excited to do it for a third time. We're going to get our Christmas tree at a local Christmas tree farm, ride around in the sleigh and pick it out, and I don't know, it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and I just think it's gonna be, I've been looking forward to this all year, guys, honestly. By the way, does anything make you more happy than new cozy socks? I just got a bunch of, I think it was a 5-pack. It's this brand. I can link them below. They're from Amazon, but they're so cozy and like old school with like the little nubbies on them. They come in a bunch of different colors. But anyway, yes, today we're gonna go do our Christmas tree, and then this evening, after everything is decorated, I invited some friends over. We're gonna do like a cozy charcuterie board by the fireplace. Josh said he'll make a fire in there, and we'll have the Christmas tree going and everything. So yeah, I thought it'd be a great day to pull out the camera. But right now, first things first, I wanna actually try, one of you guys actually told me that I would be your best friend if I figured out a sugar cookie latte syrup. So we're gonna do that first thing this morning so that it has time to cool down for this evening when I wanna serve coffee. And then we'll have the sugar cookie latte syrup, hopefully. If not, it's fine. I have so many backup syrups. You guys know I love to make homemade coffee syrup, and lately I've been doing a mixture of vanilla and brown sugar together. Super good. I know I should be doing peppermint for this time of year, but I do not like peppermint. I can't get over like the toothpastey taste, or I don't know. So yeah, I am really excited to try a sugar cookie latte. So how it usually starts with me trying to develop a new recipe, I literally just go online and read a whole bunch of different recipes, try to figure out what would work for me. I did find one that takes like a vanilla butter emulsion. I was like, forget that one. The whole point of making your own homemade coffee syrup is to use stuff that you have at home, real ingredients, not like chemicals or anything like that. So I'm sure that recipe is great, but I'm gonna try it with a different version I found that takes butter, like actual butter in it, which is really odd actually, but at the same time, I know, isn't it keto, the keto diet, where people put butter in their coffee? So maybe it'll be good, I don't know. And then another version I found had white chocolate in it, just a little bit. It said it added more of that like icing flavor that you get with a sugar cookie. So I was like, I wanna try that too. So I think what we're gonna do today is I just have a cup of water here boiling, you can hear it. And I'm just gonna add my white sugar and brown sugar as usual. Those are ingredients you would put in a sugar cookie, right? And I'm gonna turn the burner off, and then as soon as I see the sugar kind of incorporated into the hot water, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Get that melted in there. I wonder how this would be if I would actually brown the butter. That would really make it taste like a sugar cookie, I bet. Okay, that's all melted. Now I'm going to add, while it's still piping hot, but not like boiling, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of white chocolate wafers. You could do white chocolate chips, whatever. And I'm just gonna get that melted in. So I'm guessing this is gonna be more of like a sauce syrup than just like a simple syrup type of thing. I don't know, we'll see. I'm curious to see what it's like once it gets sitting in the fridge, you know? Okay, now the white chocolate there's still tiny little bits in it, which I like. I like when you have like a little bit of that to bite into if you get it in your coffee, but you wouldn't have to leave it that way. You could just keep stirring and getting all the bits away if you want it nice and smooth. I like that little bit of like cookie crumb in it, I guess you could call it. And then you need a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm not gonna measure, very healthy splash. And then just a little bit of almond extract. It says half a teaspoon. I'm not an almond flavoring girl at all, but from what I was reading, it adds more of like a nutty flavor, kind of like a sugar cookie would taste like. So I was like, I'm gonna try that too yet. So basically brown sugar, butter, white chocolate, and some vanilla and almond flavoring. So that has to be good, right? So I'm just gonna let it sit here on the counter, and yeah, pretty much just sit here and get room temperature at least. And I'll bottle it up, and this evening we'll have to try it in or this afternoon probably. My friend who's coming tonight, she doesn't drink coffee, so I'll probably make myself a little iced latte while I'm decorating the tree, and we can taste it together and see what it's like. I'm really excited, but anyway, how long did I have that sugar on me? Comment down below, what is one of your favorite holiday traditions that you look forward to every year? And maybe even one that's free. Anyway, Miller's about to get up from his nap, and we are gonna go pick out our tree, so come with us. Oh, plot twist. So we went to our farm that we've always gone to. It's nice and local, and we just always had so much fun there. But as we were walking up, it said by appointment only, and we're like, surely that means everybody but us. Surely, right? You know, you can always hope for the best. Well, no. Sure enough, the guy's like, so do you have an appointment? And we're like, no, we never had one before. He's like, well, we're trying to replenish our supply, so it's only by appointment this year. Apparently they had 100 people, like, slots available for today, and then each day they have a certain amount of slots. So we're going to another place. I called 2 different places. The one has a tractor wagon ride, and the one we're going to here supposedly actually has the horses, which was very important to Vonnie, right? Vonnie really wanted to see the horses. So it's just, we're gonna be an hour behind schedule. They might not get their naps as soon as possible, but that's fine. You guys can handle it, right? Josh, how are you feeling?
No, I need my nap.
You need your nap. I need the time to get my charcuterie board together this afternoon. But anyway, such is life. I got on their email list, so hopefully next year we can go back there again, or I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we're off to a new place, new adventures, and we'll see what we see.
How long it takes to grow a Christmas tree?
Yeah, I would say like what, 7 years?
You have all this land.
Let me Google it.
Like you got land that you have to keep making money off of. So
I know it's like a 3 weeks out of the year business, if that, right?
So I'm not sure how you make money.
How?
Buy all the nuts, like us showing up and spending $100 on the Christmas tree.
Yeah, we are. We're crazy. Oh, here, I just found it. It says it takes about 6 to 8 years for a tree to grow to a marketable height. So even longer than that if you want like a big tree. Wow, a 5-foot Christmas tree takes 4 to 7 years.
Mommy, maybe plant the park there.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get a tree for. Oh, look at that park! Oh my word, this place is so cool. This might be a happy accident. You know?
Yeah, this does look kind of brown.
I love the shape though. It goes up. What's this yellow mean? Does that mean it's more expensive or cheaper?
I don't know what the yellow means.
So I've been thinking, I haven't gotten anything with like the longer needles. I think they're called Douglas fir. We've always gotten Fraser. And I told Josh on the way here, I would like to try one with longer needles. And we get here and they said their whole Douglas fir lot, they're trying to clear it out. So everything's the same price, just take it and go. I think maybe because like our Douglas fir is out of style a little bit. I don't know, but I love like the classic Christmas, and we're gonna put like vintagey ornaments and stuff on it. So I'm thinking, I think we're gonna get a Douglas fir. It's like more bang for our buck. Christmas trees are crazy expensive this year. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Josh? He loves it. Okay, he said, let's do it. Miller, did you find a tree? We're thinking this one right here. Fletcher, what do you think? Yeah, it's little, but it's nicely shaped. Oh, Daddy thinks he found one. Come, kids. Oh, this one's cute because it's spindly at the top. I like that. It's more like a Charlie Brown.
It does look really cool.
It's cute.
There it goes.
Okay, we are home again. It was a super fun day, beautiful weather. The only mistake we made was we decided to order lunch there. In all fairness, the lady did say that the wait would be a while, but she kind of insinuated it was gonna be like half an hour. We're like, perfect, we'll let the kids play on their playground that they had there. But after 45 minutes, they were still calling one number every 10 minutes and we were still like 12 numbers away. So I went back in and got my money back and we just left and came home and ate some snacks and stuff out of the fridge. So anyway, I guess we learned for next year to definitely plan enough time. We were running an hour behind because of the other Christmas tree farm and everything. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun. And I think my kids said they enjoyed this one better than last year, but how much do they really remember of last year anyway? But I have all kinds of stuff out here on my counter. I have a charcuterie board to get ready and a pie to make, a bunch of different stuff. But first I want to try to make a sugar cookie latte with the syrup here. So I don't know if you can see, but the white chocolate is actually a little bit chunky, which is fine, I guess, and it's towards the top. So just be aware of that if you decide to make it, that it's a little bit harder to incorporate it in, and it will probably be not quite as smooth. If you put this in a hot drink, that would probably be perfect. It probably would like melt in the hot drink. Or that's probably the butter too, I guess. On the top. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do, actually let me measure exactly. I usually put in 2 tablespoons. So let's try that. So we'll see what the butter, I'm wondering if there's gonna be like tiny little butter flecks in here too, I don't know. But with the butter and the white chocolate and then the different flavorings, let's see. Wow, okay guys. That was a risk, an experiment for sure, but, my planner. The flavor is amazing. Just be aware, there is little chunks in it of like, I don't know if that's the butter or the white chocolate, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. It looks a little funny, like, I don't know if you can see on my straw there. It's like tiny little caviar pieces or something, which I don't mind at all. They go easily up in the straw. But if that bothers you, especially if presentation is a big thing, maybe this is not the one for you, but it tastes like a warm, caramely cookie flavor, honestly. I don't really know what else to say. It's really good. You guys should try it out. I will put the exact dimensions down below that I used, or dimensions. I'll put the exact proportions that I used down below. I just want to eat it by the spoonful. I'm not picking up on butter a ton. And I didn't put actually any heavy whipping cream in like I normally do because I wanted to see if I could taste that butter flavor. It does not taste like butter, but it does taste really creamy. So maybe that is from the butter. Fascinating. I like it. The only thing I'll say is if I do serve this again, or for company or tonight or anything, I will probably pop it in the microwave or in warm water just for a little bit to get the butter and the white chocolate to start like moving a little bit. Because I think it is probably gonna, once it's sitting in the fridge, right now it's room temperature, but I'm gonna put it in the fridge to keep it. It can keep up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It can keep a long time, honestly, guys. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna make like a hard shell on the top. So I'll have to like thaw that out before I use it each time. But I'm gonna call this a win, guys. I'm not just saying that. I've had flops here on my channel too, but this one's pretty good. It's amazing. The only thing is, if that chunkiness bothers you, maybe this is not for you, but I like that. Like, I think Starbucks has something where they, like their white chocolate iced latte, I think there's like little pieces in it, so super good. So now I have my coffee fuel for the afternoon, and on my list, I made a list because I have to be so organized here. We're gonna decorate the tree when the kids wake up from their nap because our guests aren't coming till 6. So I want to have all the food prepared at 5. So from 5 to 6 we can decorate the tree. And so the things I need to make is, first I need to make some candied pecans. 1 for the charcuterie board, and then 2, I'm gonna make a Tool House pie, which if you never had one, I made one for my family's Thanksgiving and it was amazing. My aunt used to always make this too. I think it's from like the Tool House brand of chocolate chips. Like I think they used to have it on the back of their chocolate chip bags maybe. But it's basically like a chocolate chip cookie in a pie form, kind of. And if you serve it warm, it's just amazing. I did not make the pie crust this time. I normally do. Pie crusts are actually super simple, contrary to popular belief. But I just took a shortcut this year for Thanksgiving, and now I'm just gonna make another one again here as well. They're super easy. You basically just make a really thick, very buttery cookie dough. It takes a stick and a half of butter, so it does not taste good. Like, if you taste the batter, it's not good. But once you put it into the pie shell and bake it, it is so warm and so gooey. And the recipe calls for a cup of nuts, whatever it is. And I don't like nuts, But I was like, I can't really keep a whole cup of nuts out, and I felt like if I substituted them with chocolate chips, that's just messing with the recipe too much. So I had candied pecans in my freezer. I diced them up, chopped them all up nice and like decently chunky, fine type of thing. Put them in the dough, and it was insane. It was so good. So try that recipe. It's not my recipe. I'll link it below. But then instead of the nuts, if you have candied walnuts, you gotta do that. So, so good. And then I want to make salami roses. I'm sure you've seen these before on charcuterie boards, but I've never made one. You just use a shot glass, and we'll see how that goes down. I have a bunch of different deli meats from Aldi. Then I have to assemble the charcuterie board itself. Josh is actually dealing with trash at the moment, and he's gonna stop at the grocery store and pick up some little smokies because we last minute decided we want more meat. Josh is not really a fan of cold cut salami and stuff. I love it, but it's just not his thing. So he's gonna smoke cream cheese tonight and then also make little smokies, wrap them in bacon, put them in the oven with like some cayenne pepper, lots of brown sugar, some stuff like that. Again, I'll put that recipe down below too. It's one of our favorites. We make it all the time. So that takes some time and some labor to get that all wrapped. Also, I want to make a little festive drink for this evening. So yeah, it's going to be a busy hour and a half, but let's get going. Okay, so I tried a rose with the shot glass here. You can see kind of how it got. It's definitely not very open, but this shot glass is super thick. So I'm gonna try it again, but with a very thin shot glass. This is like from our trip to Jamaica. Some guy gave it to us for free when we bought like picture frame or something at his little shop. So I'm gonna put this thing to good use since, as you can imagine, I don't ever really use a shot glass. And we're gonna try this again. They're actually super easy to make. You just like use half, you just put half the salami in the inside, half on the outside, and then you overlap it halfway. Right now I'm doing the spicy salami, overlap it again halfway. Yeah, it's like super simple. But it didn't take very many to fill up that thick shot glass. So I'm gonna try it with a thinner one here and see if it turns out a little better. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, that one's better. It looks a lot more intricate. I like that. Okay, I might redo this one here just with the thinner cup. Okay, here's all the things I collected for my charcuterie board. I highly recommend making a list of all the things you plan to have because you will forget stuff if you don't. So I'm actually gonna use this as my charcuterie board. It's just a white tray, very simple, but I don't have a beautiful like live edge piece of wood yet. Josh, if you're listening, that would be a great Christmas present. But anyway, this will work just fine. And also it will fit really nicely on my bar cart over here because I'm thinking about serving it over there. So of course we have the cream cheese in the back, which Josh will smoke as soon as he gets back, but I am gonna set it like on the tray so I have like a placeholder for it, and then after it gets smoked we'll set it back on again. For the salty stuff, I have pub pretzels and these Parmesan cheese crisps from Aldi, Ritz crackers, and then I always do my charcuterie boards a little bit untraditionally because I will do like olives and stuff and just keep them in like a dish. So I just don't like when my crackers get soggy and stuff. Like, I don't like to throw food away at the end of the night. I want to be able to put it away intact. So I will just put the olives in these little dishes. It'll be fine. Maybe not quite as aesthetic, but like I said, I hate throwing food away. This is just going to be for a garnish, kind of like to fill in. I don't think anybody's going to be eating it. I meant to get parsley, but I got cilantro. Oh well. Cheese curds, we love these. So I put those on. I thought the kids could eat them if they're not into some of the spicier things that I have. So for fruit, I'll do apple slices and clementines. I'm going to cut them in half because they look really pretty when they're like sliced like a star. And the apples I'll slice real thin and we'll serve them with honey. I love this little honey jar. Always get like super, if you're going to do honey, do like the good stuff if you're doing a charcuterie board, in my opinion. Here's our meat selection. I have 3 meat roses, and then this is Evonnie's request. She loves these spicy salami rounds. Plus we're having little smokies, don't forget about that. Here is it's always good to have a few small things to like sprinkle around. I might be a little short on that, I don't know. But I'm gonna use these candy pecans to like sprinkle in. You could totally do your own sweet stuff, but I'm gonna just do this mistletoe mix I found at Aldi, and I thought it would add some nice texture. It looks kind of Christmassy. And I was gonna put my Tool House pie, like slabs of pie on here too yet, but I have a feeling it's gonna be full, especially with like the bigger things like the fruit and everything. I don't know, I feel like the cream cheese bars are gonna fill up a lot of space, so I guess I'll just put it together without the pies, the pie wedges, and we'll just serve that separately. No big deal. Oh, and Josh just got back, so I'm actually gonna sprinkle some Christmas looking chocolates throughout as well. Okay, let's go here. Okay, here it is. It's I made cuter ones before, I will say. I think it's a little too colorful with like the Christmas candies, but the kids are gonna love it. And I hope we can get these cream cheese blocks out and back in again, but that remains to be seen. But it's pretty at the moment. It'll be very pretty for presentation anyway. I definitely like the sliced in half clementines. I feel like that really adds to it. It looks really fun. Also, I tossed the apple slices in lemon juice, so hopefully they don't get brown. And I tried to make sure I didn't put wet things against like crackers and things like that. That's why you can see back here, this is not touching anything juicy. But I have 2 roses side by side, and I kind of wish I hadn't done that. But it's too late now. I'm not going to try to unembed them, whatever. So as I was making the charcuterie board, I just tried to keep in mind different textures, trying to vary that, and also try to put everything at least at 2 spots, so it wasn't just like all of one thing all at one place. And then I also tried to think about color and the contrast. You know, if you put white crackers besides white apple slices, you're really not going to see that difference. It's going to kind of all blend together. I really like olives, how they bring in like a totally different color with like that olive green and the purplish color. But the thing about a charcuterie board that's so pretty is that the longer you look at it, the more things you see. So yeah, feast with your eyes and then with your mouth, right? Okay, Josh is not impressed with my embedded cream cheese, so I'm going to pull that out and probably fill it in with just crackers and stuff, and we'll serve that separate on the side He's probably right. It looks good, but I don't think that's really possible. And then also don't forget to save all of your empty bags and stuff, because you will have things that you need to put away later and you'll wish that you had them. So I will be saving all of my wrappers and just tucking them away in a corner somewhere, or even in the fridge if you're worried about, like, you know, you want the pickle juice to stay cold and stuff like that. But yeah, you need to have an exit strategy, because you're never going to eat 100% of your charcuterie board. I mean, I never have, at least anyway. There's always tons of leftovers. Okay, I'm running out of time here. I have to go get the kids up from their naps. And yeah, the food was just taking me longer than I expected. So I'm just gonna quickly put the lights on the tree and call it good for now. We'll make it a little family thing maybe tomorrow evening to decorate the rest of the way. I'll show you what we do. But I stored our Christmas lights strands on just flattened boxes, wrapped them around, and it actually worked really good. They're not tangled or anything. So hopefully they worked from last year, you know, you can always hope. And yeah, zero tangling, which super smart. Okay, last thing I'm gonna do here before we get tidied up for everybody to come. I keep saying everybody, it's just one family. But I like to just, is Daddy making faces at you? I just like to make different random punches, and I kind of wish I had like a cranberry type of concoction, but this one tastes better for sure. So it's kind of like a mocktail, but I don't have a punch bowl, so I'm gonna put it right into my drink dispenser. It starts with orange juice, and I like to get pulp free for this. Typically we buy the pulpy orange juice, but for this it's nice to have no pulp. And then some grapefruit juice, nice and sour. And then pineapple juice. Apparently all they had was cans, is that right? Which works just fine. We'll do 2 cans of that. And I'm gonna just do Seagram's ginger ale here, or you could have skipped the grapefruit juice and done like grapefruit seltzer water, so then you get the fizz through that. Ooh, can Mama do this one-handed?
You don't have near enough fizz in there.
You don't think this will be enough? Well, we can add more later. The kids don't like it super peppy anyway. So yeah, the kids can go through the line and get theirs. I'm gonna put this lid on quick. And if we wanna add more pep in our, oh, I forgot. Garnish, always important. I have lemons. Oranges would probably be more appropriate for this drink. And some rosemary sprigs. Rosemary makes mocktails look so fancy and special. So I will save a little bit for garnish on our cups. But there you go, that's that simple, super pretty, and it tastes amazing. It's like sweet and sour at the same time. When you add ginger ale, it definitely makes it really sweet, but then like the grapefruit fruit juice is more sour, so I don't know, I love the balance. I don't know if it's super Christmassy looking, but it's super pretty, and I feel like punch is definitely a winter Christmassy style of drink. So Saturday night was so good. I enjoyed myself immensely. A charcuterie board, that's one nice thing. There's not a lot of cooking to be done. And it has been a while since I had just like one family over. I originally invited a bunch more of my high school friends, but they were all at family things. So it just worked out for my one friend and her husband to come, which actually was really fun. I want to do this more. I usually am of the mindset if I'm going to go to all the work of hosting, I might as well have a couple people at once, you know, and get them off the list. So we just like fed the kids, and us adults just sat around or stood around the bar and just like picked up the food. It was really fun, and you couldn't have really done that with a big group. And then they were actually babysitting another couple's daughter who we aren't like really friends with. I knew who they were, but we never really hung out with them, and so they stopped in to pick up their little girl, and so that was fun. It's kind of, I don't know, I'm weird maybe, but I really enjoyed like conversation of like just a random acquaintance popping in who I haven't seen in forever, and it just like adds a whole different layer to like the commentary and the conversation dynamic and everything. So yeah, it was a really good evening. I had a lot of fun. Josh, after we left, he's like, wow, that was such a fun evening, and he doesn't often voice that. I'm pretty sure he often has a fun evening, but I don't know, it was just cool to hear him say. But anyway, after supper tonight, we are going to decorate the tree as a family. Josh is gonna put a log on the fire, and we're just gonna kind of set up for Christmas. It's gonna be pretty basic, but there are a few things we're gonna do. Number one is I always do dried oranges every year, and they're actually really, really easy to do. Just make sure you kind of dab them off a little bit and cut them as thin as you can get them so it doesn't take super long in the oven. And obviously oranges are not always the cheapest, so the thinner you slice them, the more rounds you will get out of an orange. But I actually save my orange slices in like gallon bags. These are some from last year, and actually as you save them, they age and turn browner with time, which I actually like. That way they're not so vibrant orange or whatever. You just take floral wire and poke a hole through the oranges and then twist it around to make kind of a loop, and then you can just hang those right onto the tree. It looks super natural and just adds some dimension and a little bit of color too. I don't know, my living room really looks nice with all the oranges because we have those orange tones throughout the room anyway. And then we always drape lots of wooden beads, so I like to do that. And this year we tried something new, which was super fun. I just looked up a random recipe online for gingerbread cookie dough. And so I made cookie dough, and then when my parents came over for Thanksgiving, after lunch, me and my mom and sister and Evonnie, the kids loved this too. We cut out gingerbread shapes and made sure we bored like pretty decent sized holes in them because they kind of puff up a little bit in the oven. The dough, I will say, I'll link the recipe I used down below. It was fine, but we actually ended up adding a whole bunch more flour then so we could work the dough. So I don't know, maybe you want to find a different recipe or just use that one and add a lot more flour. But we kind of free-handed some gingerbread houses and then used cookie cutters for the rest. And yeah, we just basically baked them in the oven, and you can get them pretty hard if you want because you're not trying to eat them, you know. I was a little nervous about having like, we don't have mice in our house, but I don't know how you get them. I thought having gingerbread hanging from your tree might be a good way to get mice in your house. So I actually spray painted them with like a clear acrylic, just like a top coat, I guess you could call it. So hopefully it like seals them in. They're not good to eat or anything like that. So yeah, we'll hang those on the tree too. And then one last thing I did buy that you will see us putting up is paper lanterns. I got some off of Amazon, and I'm really excited to see how they look. I've seen them different places this year, and I want to just kind of hang them. I just want to kind of hang them from the ceiling, just a few. Again, they don't add a lot of color, just some like coziness, and hopefully we can add some light to them, but I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I feel like sometimes like light installations are more of a pain than they're actually worth. So we will see. And then one last thing you're going to see us use on our tree is our homemade Christmas star, which I pull it out every year. This is our third year for it, and it just looks cute every single time. It's just made out of spray painted skewers and a foam ball. I will link the video where I make it down below if you guys want to try it out. I know it's probably a little too late this year, but I don't know. It's really fun and pretty, and maybe if your kids break your star, don't go buy a new one. Just make this one. It works great. But yeah, I'm so excited for this kind of family activity, getting the tree set up and the living room just a couple extra touches.